You don't just accidentally set the WNBA on fire with one sentence, but that's exactly what Kelsey Mitchell just did. Welcome back to Her Hoops, where we don't do sugarcoating, and we definitely don't ignore smoke when the whole building smells like fire. Because when a star free agent on the most watched team in the WNBA during the Caitlin Clark era decides to tweet, "When people show you who they are, believe them the first time." Yeah, that's not nothing. That's not a quote of the day. That's not a vibes post.
Social media drama. Now, if you guys don't know, Kelsey Mitchell really don't be on social media like that. She don't tweet. I don't believe she got a podcast. She kind of just stay out the way and play basketball. It's very similar to Caitlin Clark. Now, many people were saying a tweet that she put out is sparking rumors in regards to her future in Indiana. So if you guys don't know, Kelsey Mitchell has found herself in numerous headlines throughout the season.
And that's definitely not random timing. That's a statement, whether Kelsey Mitchell wants to admit it or not. And here's the problem. Once you're the Indiana Fever's biggest free agency question mark, everything you say gets magnified. Every word becomes a Rorschach test. Fans, media, teammates, everyone starts filling in the blanks. And they are filling them in. Is this about Caitlin Clark? Is it about Fever fans? Is it about family drama? Is it about the new CBA? Is it about a potential strike? Is it about Unrivaled? Is it about free agency? The answer might be uncomfortable.
But this is, and look, it could be about anything. Some people have said Unrivaled, except I can't find any reason why it would be Unrivaled. I know, I did see one fan say that for whatever reason, they can't seem to get a Kelsey Mitchell Unrivaled jersey. That's interesting. Keep in mind, Kelsey Mitchell signed with Project B, too. All right? B as in Bob. B as in a couple $1,000,000, at least.
Because it could be a little bit of everything. See, Kelsey Mitchell isn't just any player. She's a prime scorer, an all-star. And now, whether she likes it or not, she's attached to the biggest lightning rod the WNBA has ever seen, Caitlin Clark. And when you tweet something this loaded, this vague, this emotionally charged, you don't get to act surprised when the internet explodes. Because Fever fans remember things. They keep receipts, and they know exactly how much has changed since Caitlin Clark walked into that locker room.
I'm about to play this for y'all. This was Kelsey Mitchell a couple months ago. Listen to this.
We're all we got, we all we need.
Yeah, so we all we got, we all we need. Yeah.
We all we got, we all we need. We all we got, we all we need. Where Caitlin at? Caitlin ain't there, is she now? I think we all know Caitlin's hurt right now, right? Yeah, she ain't been there since July. Listen.
How did that kind of come about? And do you remember when you started sharing that message?
Probably,
So the question isn't why people are speculating. The real question is this. Did Kelsey Mitchell just tell us more than she meant to? Because once fans believe you've shown who you are, there's no walking that back. And trust me, this storm is just getting started. To understand why this one tweet hit like a grenade, you have to understand where Kelsey Mitchell sits in the WNBA ecosystem right now. She's not a rookie, she's not a bench player, and she's definitely not someone whose words disappear into the void.
That she was good with a strike, but somebody on her team did not. There are some players, a very small group, I think most people think it's around 3 players that voted no to the possibility of a strike. That is going to cause some issues, all right, with those 3 players, because that says, well, we're not all quite as united as we thought we were.
Kelsey Mitchell is an elite scorer, a longtime Fever face, and here's the key, an unrestricted free agent coming up at the exact moment the Indiana Fever have become the center of the basketball universe. Before Caitlin Clark arrived, the Fever were struggling for relevance, low expectations, limited national attention, empty conversations. After Caitlin Clark arrived, sold-out arenas, national TV games, record-breaking viewership, the most marketable roster the WNBA has ever seen.
I don't know, but let's check out our story here. Shout out to my village for the Kills Hoop toy giveaway. So she's doing her toy drive. Let me see. No, we're gonna get copyrighted. So she did her toy drive. Whoa, she posted this on. She put this on Instagram too. So she wanted the world to see this. She put this on Instagram. Wow.
And Mitchell benefited from that spotlight too, whether people want to admit it or not. More eyes, more coverage, more opportunities, more brand visibility. That's not shade, that's reality. But here's where the tension starts creeping in. When Caitlin Clark showed up, roles shifted. Shot distribution changed. Media attention tilted. The hierarchy, on and off the court, got rearranged. And not everyone handles that adjustment the same way. Now layer on outside voices, social media chatter, family members liking posts, old grievances that never really went away, fans arguing about who deserves more credit, who was here first, who gets too much praise, and suddenly, one vague quote from Maya Angelou becomes gasoline. Because fans didn't just read the tweet, they interpreted it. Some saw it as a shot at Fever fans. Some saw it as frustration with the Caitlin Clark fan base. Some saw it as locker room tension. Others tied it to league politics, the CBA, and even potential strike votes. And that's the danger of going cryptic when you're standing in the spotlight. Kelsey Mitchell doesn't tweet much. She doesn't usually stir the pot. So when she does, people assume it means something, especially when it happens right before free agency, with teams like Chicago, Atlanta, and others already circling, ready to offer a bigger role, more control, and a roster built around her. So whether this tweet was intentional or not, the timing couldn't be worse, or more revealing. Because now, the conversation isn't just about a quote, it's about loyalty, it's about fit, and it's about whether Kelsey Mitchell still sees Indiana as home or just a stepping stone. And once that question gets asked publicly, there's no going back. Let's slow this down and break it apart, piece by piece, because this didn't blow up by accident. First, the tweet itself. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. That quote isn't neutral. It's not celebratory. It's not motivational in the usual sense. It implies betrayal. It implies disappointment. And most importantly, it implies that someone failed a test. Now ask yourself, when a player tweets that during the quietest part of the off-season, nobody cares. But when a star free agent tweets it while playing next to the most polarizing athlete in women's basketball? Yeah, that's different. Second, the timing. This comes as free agency chatter is heating up. The WNBA CBA negotiations are tense. Fan bases are already hypersensitive. The Fever are being positioned as a super team brand. There is zero chance this lands softly. Third, the reaction. Fever fans didn't wait. They immediately started connecting dots. Old family comments critical of Caitlin Clark. Past arguments about who carried the team pre-CC. The idea that Mitchell's numbers dipped once Clark arrived. The belief that Mitchell's popularity skyrocketed because Clark arrived. Whether fair or not, that's the perception. And perception is currency online. Fourth, the speculation spiral. Some fans think it's about Caitlin Clark's fan base, internal locker room disagreements, a difference of opinion on the potential strike, or even frustration over branding, jerseys, and unrivaled related issues. And here's the key part. Mitchell didn't clarify. No follow-up, no context, no, this isn't about basketball. Silence. And silence, in moments like this, is not neutral. It's loud. Finally, the underlying fear. Fever fans aren't just reacting emotionally. They're reacting strategically. They know that losing Mitchell in free agency would fracture the offense, kill continuity, undercut the Big Two narrative, and open the door for rival teams to poach a proven scorer. So every cryptic word gets read as a warning sign. Not because fans are irrational, but because they understand leverage. And right now, Kelsey Mitchell holds a lot of it. Which brings us to the uncomfortable part. Because the tweet might not be about Caitlin Clark at all. But it doesn't matter. Once fans believe they've been shown who you are, they don't wait for clarification. They draw conclusions. And that's where things start to get dangerous. Here's where this situation stops being about one tweet and starts becoming a power struggle. Because the Indiana Fever are walking a tightrope right now. On one side, you have Caitlin Clark, the most valuable asset the WNBA has ever had. Ratings, ticket sales, sponsorships, national relevance, all of it runs through her. On the other side, you have Kelsey Mitchell, a proven scorer, locker room veteran, and someone who expects to be treated like more than just a supporting character. And that's the contradiction. The Fever want continuity, they want loyalty, they want chemistry. But the reality is, this is no longer a feel-good rebuild. This is a business operation built around star power and marketability. And that changes everything. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. If Kelsey Mitchell leaves Indiana, she can be the undisputed #1 option somewhere else. More shots, more control, more freedom, less noise. But if she stays in a city where the spotlight is permanently tilted toward Caitlin Clark, whether she outplays her on a given night or not. That's not a knock on Clark. That's not disrespect to Mitchell. That's just how gravity works. And now factor in the fans. Some Fever fans are defensive, some are territorial. Some believe Mitchell should be grateful. Others believe she's been disrespected. That divide creates friction. And friction always leaks into perception of the locker room, whether it's real or imagined. Then there's the league-level tension. CBA talks, ownership disputes, whispers about strike votes. The idea that not everyone is as united as the WNBA wants the public to believe. If Mitchell disagrees, even quietly, with the league's direction or with how power is being distributed, that quote suddenly takes on a very different meaning. And here's the kicker. The Fever publicly say Mitchell is a priority. Coaches say the right things. PR stays polished. But players don't tweet like that when everything is perfectly aligned. They tweet like that when trust has been strained, lines have been crossed, or expectations haven't been met. So now the tension is out in the open, even if no one admits it. And once that happens, every move gets scrutinized, every silence gets interpreted, every smile gets questioned. This isn't chaos yet, but it's pressure. And pressure has a way of forcing decisions earlier than planned. Which brings us to the most revealing part of all, who this really affects. Because this isn't just about Mitchell, it's about what kind of team the Fever are becoming, and who truly fits inside that vision. Let's go deeper, past the tweets, past the emotions, and into the basketball reality and the human reality colliding here. On the court, Kelsey Mitchell is a pure scorer. Shot creation, off-the-dribble offense, late clock buckets. That's her calling card. For years in Indiana, the offense had to run through her because there was no other option. Then Caitlin Clark arrived. Suddenly, defenses shifted. Suddenly, spacing changed. Suddenly, Mitchell wasn't being guarded as the lone threat, but she also wasn't the focal point anymore. That creates a paradox. On one hand, Mitchell gets cleaner looks. On the other, her usage drops. And for a scorer wired the way she is, rhythm matters. Now add the personal layer. Mitchell isn't chasing relevance, she already has it. She's chasing respect, autonomy, and legacy. And that's where things get tricky. Because playing next to Caitlin Clark guarantees exposure, but it also guarantees comparison. Every cold streak becomes a talking point. Every big Clark moment overshadows everything else happening on the floor. That wears on people, whether they admit it publicly or not. Then there's the off-court noise. Family opinions, social media likes, old posts that never really disappeared. None of that is technically Kelsey Mitchell's doing, but it still reflects back on her. Fair or unfair, fans bundle it together into one narrative. And that narrative becomes, she doesn't really rock with Caitlin Clark. She wants out. She resents the spotlight shift. Is that true? We don't know. But here's the thing. Perception becomes reality in free agency. Front offices are watching. Players are watching. Agents are definitely watching. They see a scorer who could instantly transform another roster. They see a player who might want a team built around her again. And they see a situation in Indiana where staying means accepting a permanent second headline. And that's not something every star is built to do. So when Mitchell posts a quote about believing people when they show you who they are, it might not be a shot. It might not be anger. It might simply be clarity. Clarity about where she fits. Clarity about what she wants. Clarity about what she's willing or not willing to accept moving forward. And if that's the case, then this tweet wasn't accidental at all. It was the beginning of a decision process playing out in public, and the WNBA doesn't see many of those. Here's where it gets really interesting, because this isn't just about Kelsey Mitchell. This is about the WNBA as a league, the culture of its teams, and the ripple effects of free agency in a social media-driven world. Think about it. One cryptic tweet from a star player can ignite debates that span locker rooms, fan bases, and even league negotiations. That's influence. That's power. That's the double-edged sword of modern sports. First, there's the team-level impact. Indiana Fever now faces a delicate balancing act. Do they convince Mitchell to stay, potentially reshuffling minutes or roles? Or do they let her explore options, knowing losing her could destabilize the offense and the Big Two narrative with Clark? Either way, it's a high-stakes chess game. Second, the league-level impact. The WNBA thrives on marketable stars and storylines. Clark versus Mitchell? That's not tension. That's drama that sells tickets, streams, and merchandise. But it's also a warning. The league can't rely solely on star power if the environment feels competitive or politicized off the court. Players want voice, respect, and influence. And Mitchell's tweet shows how quickly personal expression can ripple into league-wide conversations. Then there's the cultural and fan impact. Social media makes fans stakeholders in ways never seen before. Every cryptic post is analyzed, archived, and debated. Fans align with players emotionally, forming factions, theories, and even campaigns. One post can strengthen fan loyalty or inflame controversy. And in this case, Mitchell has reminded everyone that player agency and personal perspective matter just as much as stats and highlights. Finally, think long-term. This isn't just a moment. It's a case study in free agency power dynamics, star player leverage, and the growing intersection of sports and social media culture. Future players will watch how Mitchell's actions and reactions unfold. They'll learn lessons about timing, messaging, and the subtle influence one well-placed post can have on contracts, endorsements, and legacy. So when you step back, it's clear. This tweet isn't just drama. It's a reflection of everything the modern WNBA has become. A league of stars, narrative-driven fan engagement, and high-stakes decisions played out on screens as much as on courts. And make no mistake, whatever happens next won't just define Kelsey Mitchell's next season. It could reshape perceptions of free agency, loyalty, and player empowerment across the league. So where does this leave us? Where does this leave Kelsey Mitchell, the Indiana Fever, and the WNBA as a whole? Here's the truth. We're in uncharted territory. One tweet, one carefully chosen quote, and suddenly the league is abuzz with speculation. Fans are fired up. Analysts are drawing up scenarios. Other teams are circling like predators. And Mitchell? She's holding all the cards. Think about it. She's at the intersection of power, perception, and timing. Her next move isn't just about choosing a team. It's about defining her legacy, controlling her narrative, and staking her claim in a league where star influence is everything. And the public? We're watching, dissecting, and projecting our own assumptions onto her every word. The Fever are in a delicate spot. They want a keeper. They want stability. They want chemistry with Clark. But they also know that star players don't wait forever. If Mitchell sees opportunity elsewhere, a team built around her, bigger pay, more recognition, she could walk. And that would send shockwaves across the league, altering the dynamics of free agency for years to come. And here's the bigger picture for the WNBA. Player empowerment is no longer theoretical. Social media amplifies every sentiment. Every cryptic post becomes a statement. Every decision is public. And fans? We're not just spectators anymore. We're part of the conversation, for better or worse. Mitchell's tweet is the perfect example. It's not just about basketball. It's about agency, influence, and the power to shape your own path, even if it ruffles feathers. So what should we take away from all this? Kelsey Mitchell is thinking bigger than Indiana. She's aware of her own value in a league starved for headline makers. And whether intended or not, her words have sparked a discussion about loyalty, respect, and player leverage in the modern WNBA. One thing's certain, the conversation is far from over. Every move Mitchell makes from here will be magnified, every statement analyzed, and every game scrutinized. And for fans, analysts, and fellow players, the stakes have never been higher. So, what's your take? Is this just a cryptic tweet, or the beginning of a seismic shift in the WNBA free agency landscape? Drop your thoughts in the comments because the conversation doesn't stop here. And if you want all the latest, unfiltered WNBA insight, drama, and analysis, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Her Hoops. Don't miss a single play, a single tweet, or a single move. Because in the WNBA, the storylines are just getting started. Her Hoops is where you come for the truth, the drama, and the full picture. And we're just warming up.